You want to know how many miles I drive in a day? Well, come along with me for the ride.
Taxi!
I started off in my house and I went about 4 miles down to the Chartel Towers to pick up a guy, and I took him to work about a mile away. And now I'm on my way to my next customer, which is about half a mile down the road. So we'll see where she's going. All right, so I just drove from the On-Q on 59th and Western about 3.5 miles to the 1400 block of 15th Place, which is kind of a ghetto out here. Had a really cool lady who was on the streets because she had to give up everything that she had in order to stop doing drugs. And I thought, man, that's awesome. It really resonated with me, and because that's what I've done in the past, and it worked out for me, and so I hope it works out for her. But no calls yet, so I'm going to drive to a little bit of a better place to kind of hang out and wait for a call. So maybe another mile or two to get there. At the moment, I'm up to about 8.5 miles. All right, so just got a call to go to Northwest 10th Street, the 5,000 block of Northwest 10th Street. So from here, that's about 7.5 miles away, and it'll take me about 13 minutes to get there. So let's go ahead and go. Come on, we're on our way. I am on the highway. You may not notice it, but there are a lot of street lights out here. All we see are the poles, though, because they do not turn them on. It's ridiculous. I don't know why they never have street lights on in this city, but that's the way it is. Okay, got over here, called the guy. It's an apartment, and I said, "Man, what building are you in?" And he said, "No, I told them to correct it. It's not true. It's 5100 block of Northwest 26th Street." So it's going to be, another, I don't know, mile away, mile and a half. So 16 blocks, mile away. Yeah. So all right. So I'm on my way down there. That happens a lot. It's just the way it is. All right, so I took that guy to Grandy's on Northwest 39th and MacArthur. So it's about 1.125 miles away. It's called a mile. So we're right about 19.5 miles right now. It is 4:06, so I've been driving for about 40 minutes, give or take a little bit. I think I got my call right around 3:20, my first call, 3:15, something like that. So now I'm in the Grandy's parking lot and just kind of hanging out, waiting. So it's really not the best area over here. I think I'm going to drive heading down toward 7-Eleven. I've got myself some oatmeal. Instant oatmeal with some banana cut up into it. I'm going to see if I can get some hot water to stick in there and maybe have some breakfast if I don't get another call on the way. So I'm going to do that. All right, so I got myself one of these, which I'm going to crunch up in my oatmeal, make it a little bit less healthy. Something I'm extremely addicted to, breast savers. I gotta have them. And then I got my oatmeal and a Red Bull. Gives you wings. I need wings. So I'm going to kind of hang around here for a little bit. And if I don't get a call before I finish my oatmeal, then I'm going to kind of drive south. I only hang around in an area for 15 minutes at the most. There's just too much business out there. You got to look for it. And I'm also keeping my eyes on the board to see if I get a call, if there's a call somewhere else that I can kind of get. So just kind of hanging out. So I've been sitting here just a little while, and it's 4:20 now, so only a few minutes, but this is not an area I like to be in. It's not really a busy area, so I'm going to go ahead and head down down 39th Expressway, also known as Route 66. And if I can, we'll see how far I make it before I get a call, but I'm going to go down Route 66 to the highway to Hefner Parkway and take it south. The south side is typically pretty busy, so along the way somewhere, the hope is that I get a call or one comes up on the board that I can take. So for now, we're at 17.9 miles. All right, so I drove down the highway and I exited on Southwest 15th Street. I was heading towards my house, and right as I had exited, I got a call going to the Oak Tree Inn on South Meridian. So it's 1200 South Meridian, basically Southwest 12th and Meridian. And right now I'm at 25 miles. By the time I get there, it'll probably be 26 miles is how much I've driven in the last hour. It's 4:30 right now. My last customer I picked up at 4 o'clock, and it took me 3 or 4 minutes to get him there. So technically I haven't had a customer in about 25 minutes, which is never a good thing, but it is Tuesday morning, and Tuesday mornings are typically not as busy as usual. So the fact that I'm getting calls at all is really a good thing. I'm excited about it. So heading over to the Oak Tree Inn, and we'll see where that takes me. One of the fun things about this job is that you never quite know where you're going. So it could take me down the street or it could take me to Tulsa. You just don't know. We'll see. So that one, I thought at first was going to really suck. I picked them up and they said, well, just take me to the Denny's, which was about half a mile away. So I was driving that way. We got underneath the highway and they said, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and take me to the Plaza Inn, which is, 10 miles away, something like that. And so yeah, we did that, and there's the Plaza Inn. Just dropped them off, and now I'm at 35.8 miles. It's called 36 miles to be safe. So I was sitting there for a long time, finally got a call. It's 5:25, I'm on my way to the county jail. I've been driving for 2 hours now, and I've only gone about 38 miles now, and it's not a typical day. Usually I'm a lot busier than this. I would like for this to be a typical day in the life of, to show you how many miles I typically drive in a day. But I think it's going to be a decent representation. We'll see. Going to the county jail now, and I've had some times at the county jail where I've done really well, and I've had times where I picked people up and taken them down the street. So just never know. I had a guy once I picked up at the county jail, and he was taken from Chicago all the way down here, and a few days later they found out he was the wrong guy, and so they released him, of course, but they didn't give him a way back, and he didn't have any money on him. He said he had a lot of money at home, and he wanted me to take him to Chicago. I said, well, no, you have to you have to pay me up front. I'm not going to take you all that way for nothing. So needless to say, I took him to the bus station, and I don't know what happened after that. But fun fact about the county jail here: it is listed as one of the worst jails in America. Our sheriff ran on the assumption that, or the presumption that he would fix it 20 years ago, and it's only gotten worse. We've had a lot of people die in that jail recently. It's just not a nice place. It's a very, very, very bad place. And you know what? I'm all for jails not being nice places. They're not supposed to be the Hilton. You do something wrong, you go to jail. It's not supposed to be a cakewalk, but you're also not supposed to die. So this guy has been in jail for 5.5 months, which must have felt like an eternity in that place. It's a horrible place. And I got him home, and about a half a mile from my house, actually. And he's going to get the money right now. All right, it's $12. 20. There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, man. Take it easy. So that took us all the way to Southwest 27th and Independence. So we're at 46 miles right now, driven since about 3:20. Now it's 5:40. So it's 6:23. I finally got a call. I don't know, it's been over 30 minutes. I finally turned off the car and decided just to kind of close my eyes at 5:57. So I got a little bit of a rest, which is good. I kind of needed it. My expenses every day are pretty high. I've got to make $125 in the morning in order to pay my expenses for the car. So I am under halfway there. So I have to work a little more today than I usually do. It just hasn't been busy enough. But that's okay. So a little nap is a good thing. On to the next call. It's 1.7 miles away, about 6 minutes, down on Brock Drive. The coolest old lady, and she gets so upset when I don't charge her, but I never charge her because she's awesome. So we went to it's a church on Chartel and like 26th and Chartel, and she volunteers there, I think every day, and for some reason she doesn't drive her car. There's nothing wrong with it. She says she's been having a hard time of it. Her son died this time last year, and he was 61. I have no idea how old she is, but she's in her 80s, I'd imagine. But she gets around like crazy. She jumps up in my car. So anyway, yeah. So I have gone 50 miles now, 50.3 miles, and it is 6:38. So I've been driving for about 3 hours and 20 minutes. Alright, so I left the Catholic church and I started driving up 29th Street going towards the highway, and thought I would stop at 7-Eleven, which was on McKinley and 29th Street, and I ended up getting another call pretty quickly, which is awesome. It's on 39th and Portland, South 39th and South Portland. So I'm heading that way now. Just dropped off my customer, and Waffle House on Meridian. She's a mother of 4, young lady actually, who only has about 4 years until they're all grown, and she's looking forward to traveling the world and seeing a whole bunch of stuff once they're grown. So it's great to have a good dream like that. There's nothing wrong with that. So she's pretty cool. I am at 57.5 miles now, and just got a call going to Willow Springs Drive. Alright, so dropped off a lady at a child development center on 39th Street, 39th end. And I picked her up before. It's been a while. I used to take her pretty often down here. It usually costs $7.75. And it's been a while since I've picked her up, and she said that she's been taking Uber lately because Uber charges her $5.50. Well, today she needed to go about a half mile out of the way, or say about a half mile, to get some change, and so not change, to get some money out of the ATM, And so we did that, but I didn't charge her the wait fee, which is 50 cents a minute. I just thought it'd be nice. And she was in a rush. She was running late, so I sped all the way there. And we get there, and it's $9 because we went a little over half mile out of the way. And she was mad. Man, she was mad. I took this lady to 2601 Northwest Expressway. Right when she was getting in the car, Stacy called me. She called me twice, which means that there's something going on. So I answered the phone, and my mother, who I talked to about an hour ago, wants to go to the hospital. And I've been thinking she needs to go to the hospital. Something's been wrong. So I'm stopping working now and going to figure that out. We'll see what happens. So it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and it has been a slow day. It's been a slow week, and this whole week has been hard. I filmed this day in the life of sort of how many miles do I drive in a day deal on Tuesday, and here it is Thursday now. I ended that, as you saw a moment ago, with my mother going to the hospital, and that has been trying, to say the least. The last couple of days have been very difficult. My mother's okay, but she's not okay at the same time, and I won't go into more details than that, but I can say that our whole family has been having a hard time of it, and throughout it, I have to, we stay strong and we stay on the course we're on, and we keep going, but it has also, on the business side of it as a taxi, been very, very slow. And I'm used to, over the last few months at least, it being very busy. So I'll take a call, I'll drop off the customer, I'll get another call immediately, I'll know where I'm going, I'll go and get there, and then it's just continuous. And over the last few days, starting with Tuesday actually, I'll drop off a customer and I'll be sitting around waiting for a while, which is... it's bothersome, and it's frustrating, and add that to the issues I've been having personally. I've felt lost, in a lot of ways, and I think that applies to all of us. We feel lost sometimes. I know that whenever I drop off a customer and I don't know where I'm going next, I have to find a place to go, to sit, to wait, and I feel kind of purposeless, and I need a purpose, and I need a direction in my life in every instance. And that direction doesn't come from business. It doesn't come from knowing where I'm going next. It comes from God. And sometimes all I need to do is to sit and wait on God. And I forget that sometimes. But when I remember that, God directs my path, and He takes me to good places. So I have hope this morning. And even though it's been slow, and personally we've been having some issues, my mother's not doing well, it's okay, and I feel like God is giving us strength. And Isaiah 41:10 says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." I mean, that gives you hope. If you live for God, if you believe in God, understand that wherever you are, God will take care of you. He is your God. Don't fear, don't be dismayed. If you don't live for God, I encourage you to seek God and understand He will be with you. We are all searching for something, and that something is God, whether you want to believe it or not. Have a great day.
Taxi!